Today's podcast will be about meditation, its benefits, and maybe even more importantly, sometimes adverse reactions that could happen to Meditation. Yes, even meditation can cause serious side effects. I didn't even know that. My journey into holistic medicine started back in 1994. I was a young doctor back then, very optimistic about the future. And I actually went out to California and I participated in Dr. Dean Ornish's Reversing Heart Disease retreat. My wife, who's also a physician, Dr. Ricky, and I were the only non-patients in the retreat because I wanted to see really firsthand how the program worked. One of the pillars of the program was meditation, along with exercise and a vegetarian diet. And I'll have to admit, until I went out to the program with Dr. Ornish, I could understand the diet, I could understand, exercise. I couldn't figure out how to meditate. And, I read books on it, but it just wasn't the same. So I finished the retreat, and it was really amazing and fascinating to see how many patients were doing better on the total program. That led me to a 5-day training workshop a few years later with Dr. Jon Kabat-Zinn at the University of Massachusetts Stress and Pain Reduction Clinic. I actually went to a program he had up in Rhinebeck, New York, and that one focused on mindfulness meditation. And finally, doing my whole, triumvirate program, I actually went to Boston about a year later, and I did Dr. Herbert Benson's program. And he's well known for his work on something called the relaxation response. It's really a technique. Well, it's a form of meditation, which he made into a technique adapted from Tibetan monks doing transcendental meditation to hopefully essentially induce calmness in opposition to the fight or flight response we all deal with in today's world. The famous mantra word, that's where that all comes from. I personally meditated for several years, but then stopped my practice. And it was interesting. One of the things that I found difficult was to really get into it much deeper. And I sometimes felt that because I didn't have that East Asian background or mindset, that it kind of was a limitation. My guest today is Dr. Willoughby Britton. She's a professor of psychiatry at Brown University. And her research, which really caught my attention, actually, I got it again in my Brown Alumni Monthly, as we both have connections to Brown, was on the potential dangers of meditation. So I'm really interested to hear about this and find out more for all of you that are very interested in this.